Welcome back, Legendary Potato here, and today I want to talk about why Minecraft Console Edition minigames are probably going to be discontinued and are kind of dead, and exactly what I think is going to happen with them and what we know so far. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. If you do, or I guess maybe you won't enjoy this video, but if you do, make sure you do leave a like on it, as it does help out the channel a lot, since I do kind of have some information that I do kind of want to talk to you guys about, just kind of regarding Minecraft Console Edition. So anyways, let's get right into that. So pretty much what we know is that they've made the three minigames. They made Battle Mode, they made Tumble, and they made Glide. And those are pretty much the three minigames that you can play on right now. And if you're playing on Xbox One or Switch, then those are the only three minigames that you're ever going to get from Minecraft Console Edition, just because Minecraft Console Editions have been discontinued now that the new version, Better Together, has come out. Now those versions, you know, obviously don't have the new minigames coming to them because they're not getting updated. So those are the three minigames you only get there. So now that leaves us with, you know, Xbox 360, PS3, Wii U, PS Vita as well, and what else? I think there's like maybe another one, or PS4 as well. So pretty much like all those versions are still, you know, getting Console Edition minigame, or I guess they're still getting updates. So this would kind of imply that they're still getting minigames, but sort of. What I think is going to happen is that 4J Studios is probably going to consider discontinuing these minigames soon, just because of the fact that if their community is, you know, getting much smaller and smaller over time as people start moving to Xbox One or to, you know, Windows 10 or to Pocket Edition, etc. Once they start moving to these different platforms and playing the Better Together update, they're going to have less incentive to want to make the new minigames and stuff. And so that's a little bit unfortunate, as they do a really good job with the minigames. I feel like they do a really cool job making them. Like, you know, you look at some of the battle maps and, you know, you look at the way they're run, or you look at the glide maps, which are just absolutely insane to look at. It's just like there's a lot of quality and time put into these maps, and you know, it's kind of unfortunate that you're not really going to be able to do much with them now. Is that there's no real anything you can do with them if you're playing this new version. Then there's really nothing you can do about that. You're just kind of you just got to leave them behind, or just go to the old version that isn't updated. But if you want to, you know, obviously if you have 360 and stuff, you can still play those. But I feel like they'll still keep doing minigames, maybe for a little while, since especially the 360 community was the largest, and probably still is the largest community. So there's still a lot of people playing the Xbox 360 edition, as a lot of people still have those consoles. And that was just the first console to come out with Minecraft, you know, Console Edition. That was the first one. And so that was kind of like the starter to everything, which was pretty cool. But now it's just kind of like, okay, so they have to make the big decision of whether or not they should keep the minigames going, or if they should discontinue them, because they even had in their battle mode season pass, is that they said is that the battle mode maps are going to be covered until, you know, summer of next year, which was this summer. So now that pretty much confirms they're not making any more battle maps. As far as we're concerned, they're not planning on that, as the season pass no longer, you know, has any sort of maps that are covered by it. So that just kind of guaranteed up until then. But now that time has passed, and now any battle maps, you know, this time forward are not going to be included in that season pass, which is a little weird. And then the glide pass as well, you could get the glide pass, but they haven't made a new glide map pack in a little bit now, it seems like. So it seems like they're slowing down on that, and they haven't even made a new minigame since Glide came out. And Glide came out in like March-ish, I think. So it's kind of been a little while since we've seen any sort of minigames from 4J Studios. So we'll have to see exactly where that goes as well. But basically what we know is that, you know, 4J Studios hasn't been working on minigames, and we haven't seen many maps come out, just because this new Better Together version, you know, has been announced and is obviously out now, and it's, you know, all that sort of stuff, and it's been announced for a while. And so they've probably just kind of slowed down on that, just since they don't really know what they're going to do. At least I don't think they do. So we also know is that they had plans for other minigames. They had plans for build battles, which was something that was hinted about a year ago, almost a year ago exactly, I think at this point, which is pretty much, they had this Minecon panel, and there's pretty much they were playing build battles or whatever, and then they had this like this weird kind of bit. It was kind of weird, and it was all scripted, I'm sure, but basically they're like, wouldn't it be cool if, you know, building minigame came to, you know, Minecraft Console Edition, and then they all do this little like thinking face, like the thinking emoji or something, and they all go, like that. It is kind of weird. I might leave a clip on the screen if I'm not lazy or something.
But wouldn't it be really cool if you added some sort of like building mini game into the console versions?
A building time in the console version. Now that is a good idea.
At least as far as we're concerned, we haven't seen that minigame, and it's been almost exactly a year since that was kind of announced. And so it doesn't seem like that minigame seemed to have gone anywhere. It doesn't seem like anything happened with it for whatever reason. It just never happened. We never heard of anything since then. Since that little Minecon hint, it's just like, oh yeah. They haven't even really mentioned it or talked about it. It's just kind of like out of the blue. Or it just kind of had that and now it's gone and it's just forever. No idea what's going on with that. But at least what seems interesting to me is the fact that they had kind of heavily hinted that and then it never came out. And then Glide came out instead. Glide came out, you know, just like a few months later after that. So we haven't seen anything like that at all. So I think Tumble, I don't know if Tumble came out before or after that happened, but it seems like Build Battles has been completely just thrown out the window for whatever reason. We even had some of the modders in the community as well kind of show off and show to the YouTubers as well, is that there were pretty much screenshots of pretty much Build Battles being inside the game and showing off some of the game code and stuff like that, which was pretty cool. It was just like, oh yes, this is game code where pretty much, you know, all the Builds Battle stuff is there. And this was found like a long time ago, but then nothing ever came out of that. So I guess this brings me back to my original point, is that we really haven't seen minigames being that consistent recently, and like a minigame hinted like that and then just kind of discontinued seems a little bit weird to me. And now it seems like that they're, you know, bigger platforms, or like Xbox One and Switch, of course, now no longer having this Minecraft console edition just seems a little bit strange, and now they're probably a little bit unsure if they want to do that or not, or if they even want to put in the time and effort it would take for whatever would happen out of that. But even if they did add minigames, you know, obviously it wouldn't come to those two versions, but it would come to the rest. And, you know, obviously the only one that would really make the big difference is the Xbox 360 edition. And so that kind of, you know, causes problems. So do I feel like minigames are probably dead, or, you know, what's going to exactly happen with that? It's, you know, too early to say, of course, since this, you know, new version, this new Better Together only just came out. Well, fully came out recently. Obviously the beta came out like about a month ago at this point. But like, we don't really know what 4J Studios has plans for yet, so it's really early to say exactly what they're going to do. They've hinted kind of back and forth whether they'll keep doing stuff or not, and what exactly is going on with that. So I'll let you guys know, of course, you know, what exactly happens with that, where, you know, are they going to work on these mini games? Are they going to bring them back to the old versions, since obviously they won't do them to the new versions? It just seems kind of weird like that. Who really knows? I don't really know, but I'm kind of hoping we'll see some minigames from them, because I feel like they do a really good job with the minigames. Like, I feel like some of the minigames they made like play a lot better than some of the servers on the Better Together. So in kind of that way, it kind of feels like it'd be a lot more fun to play those, of course. Like, at least I feel like if you want to play like Hunger Games, it'd be better to play battle mode than it would be to play some sort of survival games on a server. At least in my opinion. Of course, people might beg to differ with that, but I feel like, you know, the minigames on console edition were pretty good. They were really solid. The maps were always well designed, and the gameplay was always smooth and everything like that. And it wasn't like it was pay to win, so you wouldn't like pay for anything like that. Like, it was all really, really well done. And so now that you got the servers, now you got those that you can play on, I'm sure that they're going to probably consider it less and less as time goes on, as they're losing players, as well as they're going to be losing Xbox 360 players, and, you know, PS3, PS4, Wii U, all that sort of stuff. Oh, PS Vita, you can't forget the PS Vita version. Since they're all going to be losing players as well, they're probably going to do less and less. So who knows if we'll even see one more minigame, or any at all. Maybe we'll see more, maybe they'll keep adding them, maybe we won't see any, but I don't know. Those are all speculations. Those are all kind of things I wanted to mention. But the minigames on console edition were always really cool. So I was always really impressed by how they did them and how they worked and everything. So we'll have to see, of course, exactly what happens with that. But personally, I think is that I'm not really too sure, but it's possible that they're going to discontinue it soon, and that's what I feel like is going to happen. But honestly, it could go either way, of course. But we'll have to ask them. We'll have to see, of course, see what they have to say. but we haven't heard much from them recently. But anyways, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you do leave a like on it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, because I do videos like these every single day. If you guys want to see the next video, then make sure you do subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to, you know, be notified every single time I upload a video, because that's pretty cool. And I'll see you guys in the next videos. Have a good one, guys, and peace out.